The Coyote Twin, Vermilion's downtown theater. Providing entertainment Thursdays through Sundays.
Making progress for 3 buildings.
And a former resident shares his memories.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
The time now is 5 o'clock. I'm Sydney Funderman.
And I'm Hannah Gokenauer. The Wellness Center receives funding for an extension, but first. The concern over Native American ballot access reignites after a recent court ruling found South Dakota violated federal voting registration laws. South Dakota News Watch reports advocates for greater Native empowerment are working to enlist new voters. They're focusing on areas such as the Pine Ridge and Rosebud reservations that traditionally lean left to center politically.
3 buildings are being torn down in order to create a parking lot for the new Health Sciences building. Coyote News' Callie Connors spoke with one former Julian Hall resident about the demolition.
This was Julian Hall in 1960, 21 years after it was built. This is Julian Hall now. The demolition of Julian Hall, Julian Addition, and Brookman Hall began on October 18th. Jim Calson, a former RA for Julian, says that the residence hall means a lot to him.
I drove by and I saw that they were demolished in Julian, and the first thing is, no, they're breaking my home up, because I lived there for 3 years. It does hold a lot of memories for a lot of people.
Calson stays optimistic, but still feels sad to see his old home go.
I guess I've learned in life to cherish the memories, because that's what you have with your relationships with people as well, so that's real important. But yeah, there was a sadness too, going ahead that, oh, that's it, Julian no more.
Though he'll miss his freshman, sophomore, and junior year home, Calson says that Julian was an old building even while he was living there. For Coyote News, I'm Callie Connors.
Thanks, Callie. The parking lot construction is planned to begin in the spring and be completed next fall.
The city of Vermilion is giving USD $1 million to help expand the Wellness Center. The expansion will cost over $31 million and is scheduled to begin in the spring. It'll add about 45,000 square feet to the current building, including a new indoor pool. Construction is expected to be completed in the fall of 2024.
For those considering studying abroad, there are over 200 options to choose from. Coyote News' Callie Connors is live in the muck to find out more about study abroad opportunities. Callie?
Thanks, Sydney. I'm here with Jessica Winterringer, the Study Abroad Advisor. Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Can you explain your position and how you aid students who hope to study abroad?
Yeah, so I'm the Study Abroad Advisor. I actually help all students that want to individually study abroad, either for summer, semester, or academic year. And then our team also has a faculty-led program coordinator who does more of our shorter-term, week-long break study abroad programs.
What's that timeline of the process as far as how early people have to apply and that sort of thing?
Yeah, usually I tell students, hey, we should be talking about this at least a year in advance, just so that we can help those students academically plan that semester or time that they're going to be away. It also gives the academic advisors a chance to help them find the right courses, a good time frame to study abroad, but students can come to me as early as the next semester if they wish to.
What is the main reason why students study abroad in your experience?
The first thing that they always say when they come to me is usually they want to do some traveling, which can't blame them there, but also students, it's a great opportunity for them to put it on their resume and say, hey, I did all of these different experiences, I went abroad internationally, or I studied at a whole different university within the United States, and I gained all these soft skills like time management, flexibility, adaptability, how to work as a team, just different skills that necessarily you don't learn in a classroom straight out, but something that you will definitely experience when you do an experience abroad.
Do you recommend studying abroad for everyone, or is it better for some students over others?
I think every student should do some sort of experience. In my own experience, I had done some shorter term faculty-led programs, so even 10 days of an experience can really broaden your horizons and really give you something to put on that resume. Not all majors have an easy, perfect mold to find an experience for them, but any student can find a short-term program or a long-term program.
What's the best thing for students to do if they are interested in studying abroad and hope to learn more?
Yeah, so we actually host StudyAway 101 sessions. They happen every Monday and Tuesday, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. in the library. So if you would like to learn more about them, you can stop in the Gallagher International Center in the library and ask us more about it.
Jessica, thank you for being here today.
Yes, thank you.
Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Callie Connors.
Thanks, Callie. And as Winter Ringer just said, StudyAway 101 meetings are held on Monday and Tuesdays.
Coming up, the theater department hosts a Halloween party.
And Norton's basement gets a spooky makeover.
In a world where embracing your identity is a privilege not usually given to the members of the LGBTQIA+ community, the University of South Dakota Spectrum provides community and education for young queer scholars. Sexuality and identity are defined on spectrums. And having a community of open-minded, inclusive peers provides safety. Spectrum is one reason all Coyotes can call the University of South Dakota their home.
This is Coyote News.
Coyote News wants to remind you that daylight saving time ends on Sunday. At 2 in the morning, all states, except for Hawaii and Arizona, will fall back an hour. Back in March, the Senate approved a bill that would have made daylight saving time permanent, but the legislation has not passed the House.
The organizers of USD's Spectrum organization are apologizing for an incident that took place at their annual drag show. During the show, performer Kent Clark presented a prop gun on stage as part of his act. In a letter to the editor in the Volant, Spectrum organizers apologized to the public. The club says they weren't aware of the gun being used in the show, and that the use of the prop gun in a university setting could be seen as insensitive. Spectrum apologized for any offense or discomfort that show created. But that wasn't the only controversy of the event. Spectrum's biannual show features student, amateur, and professional drag performances. Spectrum promotes awareness and creates a safe place for the LGBTQ+ students. The show had a large turnout of students, faculty, and family members. Students were involved on stage and behind the scenes. The show contained a mix of student and professional performers using not only the stage, but the entire auditorium to interact with the audience. 2 hosts kept the audience entertained between performances.
In the spring, there will be no amateurs, so it'll be all professionals, and there will be a lot more dancing, a lot more upbeat music, and a lot more to come.
Besides dancing and lip syncing, money was handed out to the entertainers during the show. Spectrum has yet to pick a date for the spring show.
The Student Theater Cooperative's annual Halloween party took on a new style to celebrate this holiday year. The event included food, drinks, music, and photos, and a drag-style costume contest. President Danny Blankenship says the changes made to the party provide new ways for students to get in the holiday spirit.
So this is kind of new for us. Again, this is for the runway fashion stuff. It's brand new for us. We're trying some new things to really boost morale and really get some new opportunities and make new traditions that STC can have.
Secretary Skyla Sanders says that STC provides a way for students to connect to the theater department through different shows and activities. Students interested in joining the organization can email stc@coyotes.usd.edu.
The Residence Hall Association hosted its Haunted Basement event last Thursday in Norton Hall. Organizers say they wanted to ensure no students were left out of the Halloween fun. They had a line out the door as they sent small groups through the dorms. The event was free to students, but they accepted donations and non-perishable food items. RHA advisor Travis Hill says the event has multiple goals.
Bring awareness, be socialized, and more like a de-stressor. And for this week, for the Haunted Basement, we are doing this to provide for those who are not able to afford to go to a haunted house to at least check this out.
Hill says they tried to improve the event by increasing the thrill factor. After going through the basement, people were encouraged to go to the haunted house at Lambda Chi Alpha. Next on Coyote Sports, the basketball season tips off with a couple exhibition games.
And the volleyball team grabs 2 more Summit League wins.
This is Coyote News.
The volleyball team picks up 2 wins on the week.
And the cross-country teams compete at the Summit League Championships. This is Coyote Sports. I'm Landon DeBoer.
And I'm Carly Phillips.
The volleyball team will host Western Illinois tomorrow. Over the past week, they picked up 2 more Summit League wins over SDSU and UND. The Coyotes defeated UND last night in 5 sets. Leading USD was Elizabeth Junkie, who totaled 25 kills and 14 digs in the matchup, 7 of the kills coming in the decisive 5th set. Last weekend, the Coyotes extended their win streak to 16 straight against the Jackrabbits. They would win this one in 4 sets, and in the matchup, Junkie had 28 kills and 18 digs. Helping out on defense was Lolo Weideman, who added 28 digs of her own. A tipping point in the match was in a tight second set that both teams held set points in, but the Coyotes were able to claim 32-30. USD holds a record of 22-2 on the year with a Summit League record of 11-1.
The football team will face Missouri State in the Dakota Dome on Saturday. They'll try to get a win after falling to the Youngstown State Penguins last weekend in Ohio. In a high-scoring affair, the Coyotes dropped the contest 45-24. In his first start at quarterback, Aiden Bowman passed for over 250 yards and had both a passing and rushing touchdown. Running back Travis Tice added a touchdown of his own on the day as well. USD still has never won a game at Youngstown in 6 tries.
The golf teams wrapped up their fall schedule this week. The women won a first place at a tournament today at the Ozarks National Invitational in Missouri. The men wrapped up a tournament at the Grandover Collegiate in North Carolina on Sunday. The women's team won by 1 stroke over Murray State. Their top golfer was Akari Hayashi, who ended 2 over par for the tournament, finishing runner-up. The men's team placed 15th out of 16 teams at their event on the weekend. Hunter Rabrovich was the Coyotes' top finisher, placing top 25. Both teams will have to wait until February to compete in their next scheduled event. The golf team's fall schedule may be complete, but preparation doesn't necessarily stop for its athletes. Coyote News' Callie Connors is live in the muck to tell us more. Callie?
Thanks, Landon. I'm here with Hunter Rebrovich, a senior member of the golf team. Hunter, first of all, congratulations on placing in the top 25 of the fall finale. How did that success feel, considering that this is your senior season?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it's my last season of college golf. Just going to try and leave it all out there and try and help our team as much as we can this last final season.
Since that fall finale completed your fall season, what are you planning to do to stay prepared during the off season?
Yeah, we're really lucky here at USD. We've got a lot of great indoor facilities. We can use that Dakota Dome whenever we want to work on our wedge and full swings. And then we have a den, a nice indoor putting facility off campus as well that we get to practice our putting in. And hopefully the weather stays well, that we can practice every month of the season out here. We did last year, so hopefully a good winter's coming up.
Contrary to off-season prep, how do you stay locked in during the season with all the distractions that college can bring?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy to be focused the entire time, but our coach does a good job with educating us and putting us through many different skill areas in practice, whether it be reading books or qualifiers, long practices, just all trying to get us mentally sharp, and it all pays dividends in the tournaments.
A lot of golfers know, of course, how it feels to have a round that doesn't quite go their way. How do you stay focused when this happens to you?
You know what, at the end of the day, it's just a game. We're all out there trying our best. We're going to put our best out there every time, try and do whatever you can to help your team win or place high. And some days it just doesn't go your best, but when it's a team sport, you got to play hard for all your teammates and your coach and your school, and that kind of pushes you through and turns those bad days around.
What are you hoping to get out of your final season as a USD golfer?
Yeah, it's been short and sweet here, being that this is only my second season as I'm a transfer, but these guys are like brothers to me, and it would be a great experience to go on and win a Summit League title this spring. I think we're all working hard and trending in the right way to do that, so that's kind of the end goal for me.
Hunter, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Live in the muck for Coyote Sports, I'm Callie Connors.
Thanks, Callie. As previously mentioned, both the men's and women's seasons are slated to resume in February.
The women's basketball team will stay at home to play Midland on Monday for their first regular season game of the year. Last night, they played the Hard Rockers from the South Dakota School of Mines in an exhibition game. The Coyotes took this one 81-50. Grace Larkins tallied 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, and 4 assists on the night. Alexi Hempy added 17 points of her own to help USD to the victory. The men's basketball team will also play their first official game of the season on November 7th, traveling to Wisconsin to play the Badgers. The Coyotes defeated the Simpson College Storm on Sunday in an exhibition matchup. USD weathered the storm, winning 101-55. The Coyotes were led by Cruz Pero Hunt, who scored 24 points, making 10 of his 15 shots. Their second highest scorer was Tassos Comateros, who had 13 points on the day.
On November 11th, the cross-country team will compete at the NCAA Midwest Regional Meet in Missouri. They raced last weekend at the Summit League Championships in Grand Forks. Both the women and men finished 5th place at the event. On the women's side, Abriel Gierley was the Coyotes' top finisher, placing in 15th. For the men, Murga Gameda finished in 8th place at the meet, setting an all-time school record in the 8K with a time of 23 minutes and 28 seconds.
That's it for Coyote Sports.
When we come back, we ask students the worst advice they've ever been given. Stay with us to hear what they have to say.
Hey, do you want to answer a quick question for Coyote News?
Huh? What's the question?
It's about roommates. It'll only take a second.
I don't know.
Come on. All you have to do is talk to me. What's the weirdest thing that you found your roommate doing?
One time I came home from class and she was clipping her toenails on my bed. That was weird and gross.
Hey, look, it's you.
That was weird and gross.
No way.
This is Coyote News.
We've all gotten advice that probably wasn't the best.
That's why this week we asked students what the worst advice they've ever been given.
Here's what they had to say.
The worst advice I've been given is that everyone needs college. Some people just don't need it.
To drop out of college. Probably to play Division II soccer because I'll be too short to play Division I.
I would say not to be an education major and follow my passion.
Someone told me to come to the muck today and it was terrible. So.
To give them another chance. That I could take a 300 level course my first semester of freshman year. Being a chemistry major.
To give up and don't do things if it's too hard. That was the one piece of advice that I was given that I was really, really against.
Probably to procrastinate in school. It's better to just get things done on time and you're better off with doing that.
Probably somebody told me to not get a meal plan. Probably to rely on other people.
To go out for cross country.
To play one sport only my senior year of high school.
Trust your girl on Halloween night.
Wow, that was some terrible advice.
I'd say so.
What was the worst advice you've been given?
Probably to take a 9 a.m. class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's really hard to wake up that early.
That's not very good advice. After Halloween, there always seems to be a debate about if you should or shouldn't put up your holiday decorations. What do you think, Sydney?
I'm personally a Christmas lover, so set up those decorations.
November 1st.
Right away.
Holidays begin. We asked our Twitter followers when they would put up their decorations. Okay, we got now and after Thanksgiving. I think now is going to be pretty high.
December. I think a lot of people are Grinches.
Oh, and you were right. After Thanksgiving. Honestly, that's just kind of the between point between, now and it's just like a warm up food, if you will.
Yeah, and there's no problem with celebrating Christmas and then taking a break for Thanksgiving and then going right back to Christmas. I think that's the way to go.
I agree with that.
Follow our Twitter page at USD Coyote News to take part in our weekly polls. And if snakes aren't quite your thing, well, you may want to avoid taking a trip to Sweden for a bit. A 7-foot king cobra was on the loose at a Sweden zoo leading into this year's Halloween. CEO of the Skansen Aquarium, Jonas Wallstrom, says the deadly snake escaped through a light fixture nearly 10 days ago. The snake, whose official name is Sir Hiss, was found using X-ray machines earlier this week. And that's all for Coyote News.
Go to the Valance website for details on Sodexo's reimbursement rollout.
Listen to 91.1 for news updates throughout the week and for live coverage of Coyote volleyball tomorrow night.
Don't forget to follow our social media pages for daily updates and the weekly poll. Have a great night.